144 new packages were released, and from that the top 10 of the most liked packages and the top 10 of the most popular packages from calendar week 39 today again summarized for you briefly and clearly. Welcome to SyntacOps, my name is Jay, and with this video series you will get a weekly compact overview of the latest packages of the last week. If this is a topic that interests you, subscribe to the channel to not miss any more episodes. And now let's get started with calendar week 39. Let's get started with the top 10 of the most liked packages, and there we have on number 10 Request API Helper, which is an HTTP shared preferences helper for Laravel and other frameworks. On number 9 is Signature Box, a box which allows users to sign and submit the result to handle your business. You get this signature box widget that has a bunch of properties, and I should be able to draw on this board right now, but as soon as I do this weird error happens and there's no error message in the debug console, so I don't know why this is happening. I also tried this on other devices, but it results in the same problem. On number 8 is MS Persist, a mixin that helps you on handling models as a CRUD. You just need to implement 3 overrides. In the code example, this is demonstrated by a simple counter application. So here we have a simple stateful widget that takes a title, and inside of the state we are calling this count object, which is defined here at the bottom, and then we have an increment counter method that calls 2 methods from this count object. Inside the build method there we have a scaffold with an app bar, and this one holds an icon button for resetting the state of the counter. The body consists of a future builder that takes the count object as initial data, and then we are searching inside the database for all our count objects by using this list method, which is from the persist mixin. And if we have a look on this, then we can see this one is for searching items in the database, and this one returns us a future list of counts, and then the last object of this list gets returned as our state. And while we're waiting for the data, the circular progress indicator is shown, and after that we are receiving it and render it by this stream builder of count, which also updates the UI whenever we're updating the count state. Inside the count class we have a UUID for making every object unique, the current count as an integer, and this one gets incremented and decremented by those 2 methods. And then we have 2 overrides, a build model method that takes a map and creates a count object out of that, and we have the direct opposite of that. We're taking the variables or the values inside the variables of the current object and return a map of string dynamic. To summarize this, let's increment the count to 8, and as soon as we click on the floating action button we call the increment counter method, which we defined here at the top. This one calls the increment method, which is from the count class, and it calls the save method, which is from the mixin. And if we have a look on this, we can see that besides the data that we created by ourselves, there's also a created at, which takes the current time as a string, and a unique UUID and an updated at, and all of that gets stored inside the database. And if you're curious about on which database this package is built on top, then you can see here this one uses Sambast, which of course you can also see inside the documentation. So now let's close this one and restart our app, and as you can see our state persists. And of course the data also persists when you close the app. This package is very interesting, which is why I got more into detail on that. Number 7 on the list is Blurred, the easiest way to blur your Flutter widgets and images. I took the code example from the documentation, but I was not able to reproduce the blur effect, so maybe I missed something. So maybe you should try it by your own, and then you can tell me what I did wrong. On number 6 we have Couchbase Lite Dart, which is a Dart implementation of Couchbase Lite, which is an embedded NoSQL JSON document style database. On number 5 is Flutter Intro, a better way for new feature introduction and step-by-step user's guide for your Flutter project. On number 4 is Fitness, a Flutter plugin for reading step count data which wraps HealthKit on iOS and Google Fit on Android. On number 3 is Action Process Text, a Flutter plugin for action process text implementation in Android. To make this work, you have to add this code snippet to your Android manifest XML, and then you can change the value of the Android label attribute to whatever value you want to display. Within the constructor of the state, you can then call the getInputText property of the ActionProcessText class in order to initialize your desired text. On number 2 of the most liked packages, we have Decorative App Bar, a Flutter package for decorating your app bar and adding extra widgets. Inside the code example of the documentation, we have a simple scaffold and we pass a decorative app bar widget not to the app bar attribute but to the body, and this one has a bunch of attributes which give us the opportunity to customize the app bar, and this one calls this text method which is here, and this is responsible for creating this text and bell icon. And at the top of the state class we have this shader object, and I really have no clue what the purpose of this one is because this is not used at all, and even if I delete this one nothing changes. Even if I restart the app, everything stays the same. And finally, on number 1 of the most liked packages with 56 likes, Flutter Sinusoidals, a Flutter package that helps you to visualize sine waves as you desire. All basic waves are already supported, plus customized waves and some predefined waves. If you're interested in this package and want to get more information about this, then make sure to subscribe to this channel because I already produced a video tutorial on this one, which will be uploaded on Friday. Let's go on with the top 10 of the most popular packages. There we have on number 10 Security Storage, which is for authentication with biometrics, but at the moment there is no documentation. On number 9 we have Giphy Get. This package allows to get GIFs, stickers and emojis from Giphy in pure Dart code using Giphy SDK design guidelines. I tried to rebuild this project by using the example code, but it didn't work out for me because the package relies on dependencies which are not listed inside this dependency list. For example, this theme provider is a separate package which you have to install for that, but maybe the documentation will be updated soon, so try it out by yourself and check out the documentation. On number 8 we have Simple Timetable, and as you can see this one is for creating timetables. Unfortunately the documentation is not very descriptive. We have this code example which is useless because we have no access to this events object. And also inside the example code we have models which we don't have access to, so if you're interested in that one then check it out by yourself. On number 7 is OCG Report, which is quite popular but has no documentation at all. On number 6 is Thumbnailer, a plugin that is able to generate thumbnails from files with various MIME types. If thumbnail generation is not support for specific MIME types, then a fallback icon is returned. On number 5 is Time Duration, a simple API to find the hours and minutes between two times. On number 4 we have Full Screen. This one makes it easy to enable full screen in Flutter applications. You get 3 full screen modes on your Android platform, but this one is not supporting iOS, although this is listed here in the documentation. On number 3 we again have Flutter Sinusoidals. On number 2 is Firebase Storage Platform Interface, a common platform interface for the Firebase storage plugin. And finally, on number 1 of the most popular packages is Shared Preferences Windows from the Flutter team, and I think this one doesn't need any introduction because everyone knows Shared Preferences. So now we can use Shared Preferences inside the Windows operating system. These were the top 10 most liked and most popular packages of the last week. If you're interested in the other 124 packages that have been released, you will find the link to the full list of releases in the video description down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a thumbs up, and if you want to be notified about the upcoming videos, subscribe to this channel. What else can I say? Have a nice day, and hopefully until the next one.